Hey, this is Styles Howery. When you're not being such a busy man, make sure to tune in to Gainin' Fast on Memphis with Aaron Shriver.
Welcome to the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver, brought to you by Arlo Revolution. Each week, Aaron connects melodies and memories with fans and artists from all genres of life. When all else in life is gone, only music will be left to leave the legacy of life's adventures. Please welcome your host for the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast, Aaron Shriver.
Man, Monday. All right. I like doing this on Monday. Feels good. I don't know. This will be a weird week, man. Back-to-back shows with these two wild guys. Man, it's going to be weird. Fun, though.
This is the only good thing about Monday today, I just want to say.
I don't know. I had to work today, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah?
That was my first Monday in like months I had to work, so I loved it. But oh well. Everything sound good on your end?
Everything sounds good here.
You ready to roll?
Let's rock it.
All right. Welcome to the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast. Each week we connect melodies and memories with fans, artists, and motivated individuals in and around the music community while promoting inspiration, passion, and positivity. I'm your host, Aaron Shriver. Tonight we are presented by our good friends at Arlo Revolution, cinematic wedding films, music videos, and promos. Find them at arlorevolution.com. Saw me flicker. Our on-screen sponsors tonight, Art on a Higher Wire by Joel, original and custom artwork inspired by your life moments, treasured photos, and memories. You can find her all over Facebook. And then last but not least, Corey Oliphant, the original church choir. Honored to have them every week. We are having an OC member coming back on in a couple weeks, so I'm very excited for that. So cannot wait. We'll talk more about that down the road. But we thank all of our sponsors and our Patreon members for your continued support and growth of the show. If you guys are looking for ways to support the show, we did just mention Patreon. It's the heart of our show. Tiers start at just $1. Our current goal is set at 100 Patreons. I think we're like 38 away right now. So, but if you're looking for to sponsor or advertise with us, we do have room for two more on-screen sponsors. You can see your logo today. Be in the show notes, all over the place. But if Patreon is something you can't do, wherever you're listening tonight, if you like, share, review, subscribe, all over. If you're an iPhone user, those 5-star reviews really help the show move and grow forward. So if you guys are listening to this on a streaming service, so tune in on Tuesday nights, man. We have a great time. We're live every Tuesday at 7 on YouTube and Facebook. This is a little weird that we're on a Monday, so we had postponed last week's show, but definitely well worth the wait. I'm promise you that. But all right, the last few things we have our February Patreon contest that we posted. If you guys have not seen it yet, hell of a Raised Rowdy prize pack. So if you guys haven't seen the announcement they just made about an hour ago, oh boy, we're going to talk about that in a second too. Oh, sunny Florida. Hey, get out of here, man. Come on. You and your sunny Florida. It's probably like 70 or 80 over there.
Yeah, it is.
And we're like 12 inches of snow buried. And
it was back to 70 though in Texas today.
Man, dude.
Happy about that.
But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, so if you are a member of our Patreon, you are automatically entered every month into this prize pack. I do have a prize every month, will be something different. So pretty cool little package this month. As well as we're wrapping up our Raised Rowdy TakeOver tomorrow night with Ryan Nelson. So amazing group this entire month. And I can't wait for tonight's show. We're going to be digging that in a second. And if you guys did miss the announcement that was just made, if you're going to be in or around Nashville this weekend, which I'm going to actually be out there. So if you're going to be anywhere around Nashville, definitely come to this because I'm going to swing by and check the show out. I haven't been to a show since October, so I'm pretty excited. But at Live Oak this Sunday night, Rowdy on the road. So it's gonna be, man, big loud takeover. So just look at that lineup if you're seeing it. If you guys can make it out to Nashville, it'd be great to see everybody. Cannot wait for the show, but it's gonna be a hell of a lineup. Damn, what Nick's doing over Raised Rowdy is just phenomenal. I love that guy. All right, guys. Tonight, this show is honestly, this guy needs no introduction because I don't know if you're a church fan. And you probably are watching this, you've heard of this guy, you know this guy, you've been around this guy. But tonight, the Raised Rowdy TakeOver continues with Jobe Fortner. This man needs no introduction. He has been making a name for himself the last few years and shows no sign of slowing down. Tonight, we're going to chat about his journey to Nashville and the ups and downs in between. So we're going to go ahead and bring Jobe on right now. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, man? How you been?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Did you make it to Cali, or where are you at right now?
I did make it to Cali. Yeah, it took me a while to get across the country, but
dude. So last Tuesday, you got held up you're in Texas, and you guys had no power.
Yeah, I was snowed in Texas, man. It was no power, no heat. So,
Dude, I think that's a song. Snowden in Texas. Because seriously, I don't think that's ever been done before. I think there's a song in that right there.
Not very often, I'll tell you that.
Snowden in Texas, definitely. Let me see if I could turn. Yeah, I'm gonna try my full HD off. I'm flickering again, so I do apologize, guys. I'm flickering on the screen.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Hang on a second, Joe. Let me go ahead and switch this over again. My camera was all flickering, so I was trying to fix that a little bit. There we go. All right.
Aaron doesn't like it when he flickers.
So, man, welcome to the show. I've definitely been wanting to get you on for a while, and there was no better time to have you on during the Raised Rowdy TakeOver month. Cool things that he's doing over there. I just got to listen to your last podcast with Nick, and just the chemistry you guys have had. And it's cool that you guys live together now too. Because he's a hell of a guy.
Yeah, man. I love Raised Rowdy, everything they're about, and Nick's a great guy himself. So
it's cool because, like, I was talking to him on his show. He's a fan first, and he's just there just to yell out, man, good damn music that he loves, that he's always supported. So it's pretty cool, the things he's doing over there. But
he takes up for the underground for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it gives you guys a voice, so I love it. It gives you guys a spot with his radio show. But enough about him. He already had his time. It's your time. I want to throw it back to your earliest days, man. Where'd you come from? What part of Georgia?
I'm from Dahlonega, Georgia, which is North Georgia mountains. So hillbilly myself.
Yeah. And I'm sure everybody knows that now because Miss Ashley McBride made that little famous. So
yeah, Dahlonega, Georgia.
Yeah. So, but I mean, way before that, I mean, that part of the town, man, or part of the country is just rich for music. And growing up in Georgia, you were probably surrounded by tons of it. What were you listening at your house? I mean, what was your parents listening to? Man,
I grew up on a lot of gospel, but really listening as a child, I was listening to rock and roll, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, and crazy stuff like that. So definitely like a lot of rock and roll, Southern rock, Skinner, Eagles, all that stuff. So
well, you could tell that from your music for sure, because you have definitely Southern rock feel, dude. I love that.
And then as I get older, like things like Travis Tritt, I was hearing on the radio, and I grew up with a single mom for a while, so Dixie Chicks was definitely played a lot.
Yeah. I'm sure she loved her Dixie Chicks for sure. When did you really start playing and getting into it?
I started picking around guitar in high school. I learned from an English teacher in high school, actually, how to play a couple songs, and my stepdad taught me a couple chords here and there, and I just really, kind of spent time in my bedroom playing and trying to figure it out and knowing my, so.
Do you remember that first riff that you ever learned? Like the first riff you ever started playing? Do you remember what it was?
Oh, dude, yeah. That's it.
I was gonna say mine was Understand Man. Mine was the intro to
Stairway.
Yeah, Stairway. That's awesome, dude. You always had that first riff that gets you like the itch to play guitar. You're like, oh, I want to learn that riff, man.
Man. When I started really digging into music I want to listen to, I started listening to John Mayer, so a lot of blues influence.
Yeah, dude. Oh, dude, that's why I honestly, when I first started listening to you, I got like the bluesy and the laid back, like even, man, dude, we'll talk about some of these songs, but dude, that's what I loved about it, because I love like the grit of music, dude, and just like you brought the true Southern grit. And the first time I ever really got to see you live was when you played the choir party, and I was just blown away, dude.
Man.
But yeah, it was a fun night, dude. That was definitely a fun, hell of a good lineup too.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
So, growing up in Georgia, you start with the Southern rock. I mean, which was definitely rich, being around Muscle Shoals and everything coming out of with Skinner out there.
Yeah.
What really pushed you? Because you started playing football, right? Like in high school or earlier than that?
Yeah, football was a big thing for me. I wanted to go to college and get a scholarship, and I was able to do that. I'd go to Virginia, and I ended up, tearing my hamstring, and it was just never the same after that. And just put me in a weird spot. And, I kind of realized that football really wasn't my thing. And I was playing in dorm rooms and shit like that for my friends.
What position were you playing?
Kind of like a pulling guard or just open field blocking kind of thing.
Yeah. You're a big dude, man. Definitely blocking.
I'm pretty, but those guys are like 6'4", 6'5". I'm only 6 foot, so.
Yeah. So Definitely, I'm glad you chose the path because you almost went to the military too. Are you giving yourself like a little bit of time? You said, I'm going to give myself.
Yeah, well, that was the whole point of going to college, was to go in as an officer in the military.
Man,
A lot of my family's military, and my brother's about to go in, I think. And yeah, it's it's just part of the family. Y'all get away. Good.
that's awesome, man. Yeah, my dad was in the military for a while, and that's definitely something that I always thought about, but then I was like, nah, I can't. I'm like, I don't know. I just couldn't do it. Thinking about it, but it's definitely, I got respect for everybody that's ever done it. So what made you, when you said, okay, I'm going to give myself this much time, when did you finally know that I'm all right, I'm done. I'm going for music full time? What kind of changed that for you?
Well, like I'd figured out that I was leaving school, and my mom came to Nashville and came to Virginia, picked me up and went to Nashville, just to like hang out. And, I had a little interest in music, but my goal was still just to go back home, settle in, and then, figure out how to get into the military the best way I could. And so I went to Nashville, played in Margaritaville on Broadway. So let me get up there and play. And
was that your first time playing in Nashville?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
I was like, wow, that's something I really want to go after. And so I went home and started trying to get shows, and ended up with Peach Entertainment, which got me my first show with Luke.
Dude, I've been talking. Well, I had oh God, who did I have on a couple weeks ago? That was Peachtree too. A lot of people coming from Peachtree. Oh, Drew Parker. I was talking with him too, because I used to go see shows at Wild Bill's down in Atlanta for a while, dude. I saw church there a couple times. That was a hell of a venue.
Yeah,
I was there for New Year's Eve one year, and man, that was just a huge place. But I loved how they covered everything, and you got some really cool shows in there.
Yeah.
So, who were some locals you were listening to? Or any locals you listened to growing up in Georgia area?
Any locals
that kind of like that maybe made it, or anything like that? Like, that was really sparking your interest back then. That was kind of came from your area.
Blackberry Smoke is definitely bigger now than they were then. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
I was listening to Blackberry Smoke, which they were doing like Georgia Theater and stuff.
Yeah.
But by the time that they got bigger, they were doing amphitheaters. So
cool.
Blackberry Smoke is, and Cadillac 3. Those were guys that were playing in that area.
Okay. Nice, dude. Yeah, so Black Smoke, dude. They're fine.
All that kind of stuff. So definitely,
What was your first concert that you went to? What was your first band?
Brooks and Dunn.
Hey, that's all right. I like
that. Red Dirt Road came out. Yeah, that was.
Dude,
I was probably 5 or 6, I guess. So.
Man.
Yeah, man.
How old are you now?
But the first memorable show that I music is definitely Stapleton. Seeing Stapleton. That was
no, for sure, dude. Oh, dude. I have not yet. It's one person I've not yet seen live is Chris Stapleton, but I definitely have it on the list to see, because I told my dad actually, I think a couple weeks ago, I'm like, dude, when shows start up again, we're going to see Stapleton.
Yeah. That's a gimme. You gotta do that bucket list.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. And just because to hear that guy sing and just play, dude, is phenomenal work. So when you first got to Nashville or got hooked up with Peachtree, you played a show with Luke. Were you living in Nashville at the time, or were you still out in Georgia when that happened?
No, still in Georgia. I was doing welding at the time and doing music at night. And Luke was like, "Hey man, you crushed the first show. If you were in Nashville, it'd be awesome if you came out on the road with us." And so I moved to Nashville the next week after that.
Dude, that was quick. Well, especially when you have him calling. So, yeah. Because that guy was he blew up quick. Like I had Rob Wilford on a couple weeks ago, and he blew up real quick with him. So, but speaking of Rob and everything else, you, when you first met Luke, there's an early picture I was looking for. When you first met him and first met Rob, it was funny because Rob and I were talking about how when he first met Luke and he was honest with them. You kind of had the same thing with Rob. He kind of took you under his wings for a little bit, right?
Yeah. Rob still does, man. Rob's my go-to guy in Nashville.
Nice, man.
So, yeah, he's a good friend, man.
Yeah, when I was talking to him, he seemed like he was a mentor for a lot of people, and it seemed like he was really fit at that job, because when I always talk to him, it's like he's blunt, honest with you, but he's the way you needed somebody like that. You need that constructive criticism at times. Yeah. I feel
100%.
Yeah, because a lot of people in your corner won't give it to you.
For sure. I mean, Rob's been a guide in Nashville, really. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I definitely know he's been pushing Luke, and I've known Rob. I've been lucky to know him for a while just because he's been a huge diehard church fan for years and seen him in and around shows. So, but yeah, definitely it was really cool with like hearing, like I was listening to it where you're talking about how he kind of just mentored you when you first started out with Luke, and I was like, that's pretty cool, like to hear those stories that he's doing that for people.
yeah.
So when you got in, oh, go ahead, man.
He was just a straight up honest dude,
Yeah.
like some you don't find.
No, something you need. Like I said, you need that.
Yeah.
So definitely to help you get down the road a little bit. So when you first started writing songs, where were you getting your inspiration from? Were you writing for more personal experiences for yourself, or what was the first song you really dug into writing?
Yeah, man, everything with me is really personal. I have a hard time writing things unless it really happened to me. Not a real good fabricator of stories or times even necessarily. So I like for most lyrics point to an exact memory that I have. So I'll try to connect that. And my first EP was definitely inspired by my hometown area in Georgia and areas around Monroe and stuff like that. The newer stuff, the Rona Mixtape, that's inspired by me being stuck in my bedroom and all the stuff that's going on, and COVID and the news and all this nonsense. So
Exactly. And how was 2020 for you? Just as being an artist, I know.
yeah, I mean, dude,
Yeah.
like 2020 started off great. We were on tour with Cadillac 3 and also Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah.
All over the place, and it was going really well. And I had scheduled some time to go in the studio with Gary Stanton from Muscadine Bloodline to do a record, and we figured everything out and went in and did the EP, and COVID hit a week later, and so that kind of just the shows ended. Really, I didn't know what to do with this EP that I just recorded. I still have it actually, and it's still not out. I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't want to just drop it with no shows and nothing going on. What's gonna happen? So,
Yeah, for an artist, it has to be tough because I mean, when you drop new music, even with the Rona mixtape, you want to play something. I mean, you want to play these songs for people because you want to see how they're doing in front of an audience. I mean, because honestly, that's the best way to test songs to see how reactions are.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just didn't want it. I wanted these songs. I wanted people to really hear them and them have a voice and be able to just play them live and present them in the right way to people. And I just didn't feel like that was going to be able to happen. So I just held on to them, and we're getting ready to put them out this year. So
nice, dude. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I really hope. I don't hope. Things are gonna open up soon, and it just feels like it's gonna be a lot of good stuff coming soon. Especially with Nick kicking off a badass show this Sunday now.
Yeah.
I just saw that lineup. I was like, damn, this guy's bringing the heat this weekend. So
yeah, man. I mean, I'm out here in California playing shows.
Yeah. How is it out there right now with everything? Are they kind of opened up and
man,
it's pretty good?
I'm playing a gig here in a couple days, and it's pretty wide open. So
nice, dude. Nice. I know my brother-in-law's been down there for the last year or so. He's been out there at the airport in LA and working, and I know he's been loving it out there, but ready to get home. Carrie Lynn says she wants that music. I know. We all do. We're ready. I mean, the Rona mixtape was a good holdover, though. I mean, there's some damn good music on there. I don't think you can put out anything bad, though. So, yeah, man, definitely good stuff. You quickly mentioned your brother. He's been playing some music too. But now he's ready to go out to the military. You think he's gonna be there gone for a while, or?
Yeah, man. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna enlist, and he's gonna go do his thing and do his service, and then maybe come back after.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
when did he really get into it?
What's that?
When did he really get into playing music and everything else?
Way before me, honestly. He was playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was playing in a band when he was probably 5 years old, playing bass. So, Lance is extremely talented. He plays all instruments. Anything you give him, he's gonna learn how. He's pretty talented.
That is awesome, man. Yeah, it's so cool that he's gonna do that. And man, cannot wait to hear some music when he comes out. I'm sure he's gonna have some stories.
Oh,
So, is he a songwriter as well?
And get him up to Nashville and write some songs with him, man.
Nice, dude. Nice. That'd be probably some good ones too. There's some more pictures up there real quick. There we go. All right, man. So, let's see. I was heard you were talking about. Well, we talked a little bit about the pandemic and last year, but about doing house concerts. Are you still out doing house concerts right now, or how you been doing those?
Yeah, man. You know, just set up in a book and email over social media and whatnot, and just driving out, driving to all the shows and
Oh yeah.
you know, so it's
For you, when you go out and do house concerts, they're more intimate, more private. Now, for you, do you enjoy that? At least maybe like 20, 30, or how many people show up, just getting that intimate of an audience over maybe like having a bar where it's kind of loud and noisy?
yeah. I always prefer it, you know, especially if somebody wants to listen to originals and they want to hear the stories behind them, which is, you know, most of these house parties are like that. These people, you know, have been to shows before or something like that, and it's just more of an intimate setting. They get to hear the stories, you know, so.
Exactly. And that's why I think it's really cool. Like, especially like we were talking before with songwriters, I love hearing their stories and their versions of songs because only they can deliver it the way that it was meant to hear. I'm a huge Jonathan Singleton fan. I think he's huge with that, but you could definitely hear when artists cut his music, you could hear that, hey, that's a Singleton tune. And you could tell that's a hit. And I love that songwriters that have that craft. And I think you have a craft like that, man. Because when I hear one of your songs, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Jobe for sure.
Thanks, man.
So that's a good one. But who's some current artists out there right now that's out playing that's inspiring to you right now?
Let's see. I mean, definitely Whiskey Myers, 100%.
Nice. All right.
Yeah,
That's
Whiskey.
How about anybody outside of the genre you're in right now? Is there anybody else you're listening to outside country music?
Outside of country music? I mean, I'm a big I mean, if you call it bluegrass, I mean Billy Strings.
Nice. All right.
Tedeschi Trucks Band, you know.
Hell yeah, dude. That's definitely a good one for sure. So you let me see if I got that picture. You have a couple videos up. I don't have that one. I'll have to look for it. In an old church, dude. I want to talk about this. It looked like it was an old church in Texas, I think it was. What was one? What You Can't Control. And I forgot the other one. But talk about this church a little bit.
Yeah, man. It's
I saw a picture, dude.
Yeah, I went to this ranch out in Texas, at Seymour, Texas. And I have some buddies out there, and I go stay out there, you know, a couple times a year and just live the country life. But this church is out in the middle of nowhere. It's an abandoned church, old Catholic church. And someone owns it now, and they let people come in and take photos or do whatever in there. And it's open to the public. So it's just out in the middle of this wheat field in the middle of nowhere. It's absolutely beautiful.
You need to find out where that is, JC.
Sorry, I was paying attention to actually the feed right there. Where is this?
What town is it?
What town is it in?
Bomerton, Texas.
You need to find out.
I'll find out where that's at.
We do JC and I, he is actually my co-producer. He's moving to Texas.
I'm moving to San Angelo.
Oh, nice.
And we do a little paranormal stuff on the side. And when I saw that video, I was like, ooh, that church looks awesome.
Yeah, that'd be very cool to check out.
Yeah, I'm a history guy, man. So when I see stuff like that, I love it. And when my buddy was talking about doing some paranormal work, I was like, man, I love to do this. I love seeing history and looking at old buildings and abandoned buildings like that because they still have so much life to them and still tell so much of a story.
Yeah.
But that's why when I saw that church, I'm like, dude, I got to ask him about this thing. Because it definitely looks like
Falls area, you know. So.
All right.
Well, and the acoustics in the church are probably pretty awesome too.
Oh yeah, it sounds awesome. Yeah, we've done shows in there before and stuff.
Wow, that would be cool.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, get all the candles out and just do a show in there.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds awesome. So.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I was watching a couple of those videos that you did over there. I was like, okay, these are phenomenal, and definitely keep up doing some more of those every time you guys get a chance out there because that is just some cool videos and cool scenes out there.
Yeah, I got another video of High I'm going to put out soon that we did.
Oh, dude. All right, cool, man. So what else, other than your EP and maybe trying to do some concerts, house concerts, what else are you planning for 2021? I mean, you got any big plans coming up this year?
I mean, not really, man. Just trying to stay busy and keep the music going. That's my 100% focus right now. So it's a new industry, and trying to navigate it is crazy. So
Do you think, I mean, still going back to like the pandemic, do you think it's going to change the way music and just the industry is right now or going forward now with music or concerts in general?
Yeah, I wish it wouldn't. Yeah, for sure.
I definitely think it's, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't see people, getting back. I just don't see it being, what we call normal again. It's be a whole different thing now.
I saw a thing today said mask until like 2022 or something. I was like, man, I just don't think it's gonna be a while till we kind of it even is gonna be a normal again. So yeah, I went to a show in October. I went to Lynchburg Music Fest, and they had a pit, and if you had your mask on, you could get in the pit. But they said if you were drinking, you could have your mask down. So everybody would just sit there with their drink like this with their masks down. So it's like, okay, what's the difference of having it on or not having it on? So it's definitely interesting to see how people handle things now.
It is crazy new world now. But I'm out doing shows. I'm happy to be doing that. I'm not flipping burgers somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Or you're not. I mean, you didn't pick the military or anything like that. You actually you're here at home and you're able to play shows and be out and do things and see people. So that's really cool. To be able to do that. So speaking of this, like when you're songwriting and like where your songs come from, one song that I really want to talk about that is kind of like this, like I'll listen to it and it just hits me because I could tell it was a very personal song for you. But Double Wide Deuce, one of my favorite songs that you've ever done. Tell me a little bit about that. Just kind of like it's your backstory, but what really, it's a personal backstory, I feel, and putting that on a song, dude. Tell me about this thing.
So my parents got divorced when I was like 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, she was a single mom, and we were living in a double wide trailer in Dahlonega, Georgia. And I was probably like 4 or 5 when I had these memories, And she was just working 2 jobs at the time, and getting me ready in the mornings and taking me and dropping me off at my grandma's, come and pick me back up. And it just seemed like this routine that was stressful, and I could see it on her. And yeah, it was just it was a tough time, but it made us closer, I think. And it was just a story. I never thought about writing a song like that. I wrote it with Ben Chapman, and
nice.
We did the riff, the old.
Love that, dude. That opening riff.
So yeah, I had that riff for like a couple weeks, and me and Ben were like talking about what we were gonna write about, and he was like, "Oh, we should write a song about a trailer," and I'm like, "Oh, that's like all right, that sounds." And then I just started spilling out the story about how I was a kid raised with my mom in a trailer and stuff like that. So that's where it just came to life. It wrote itself in probably an hour and a half.
For sure. I was gonna say it's probably one of those songs that the minute you wrote it just kept on coming. It just hit with me. I mean, I had both my parents. I was lucky to do that, but I went to my grandma's house all the time when I was young. So when you sing that, like I was always waiting for my mom to come pick me up and stuff. So I knew that feeling. Like I always was waiting. Like, all right, when she gonna come pick me up and everything else. So like when I heard that line of the song, I was like, man, I just love that song, dude. Definitely, I find parts of songs where I can always relate to them, man, and put myself in the song too. I just love that. That's how I listen to music, I guess.
Appreciate you listening, man.
Oh, hell yeah. So we kind of talked like connecting with the fans and kind of playing new music out them. But when you have songs that really connect with your fans, and you could see it when you're playing live shows, for you, is that where you kind of feel like, okay, this is why I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing?
Yeah. I mean, me on stage with a full band in front of a very attentive crowd is where I want to be.
I don't know if you could see this one. I'm going to try to put this up. Buddy sent me a video.
Like, man, these are all things that I've been through. Some of them are dark, but I haven't had like the easiest life, and music is like kind of my getaway. So you hear some of those stories, and it really helps people sometimes. People come up and tell me all the time stories of how it's helped them in some way. So yeah, man, that's what it's all about for me. And be able to make a living doing it. So
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna try to play this video real quick. My buddy sent it to me. He was I don't know if you could see it or not. But turn it down. Just when you see, like, look out and see. With my buddy Strawberry. Of course you know it's Strawberry.
yeah.
But it's cool seeing things like this. I'm sure, like, being an artist, looking out and seeing fans connect in ways like this with songs. And I know, like, Church brings it up a lot, and when he looks out and sees the crowd, and it really keeps him going. And that's why I like asking artists, like, if that is what really is that what you're living for, the moment where, like, when I look out, like, they're feeling what I'm saying. I don't know, I feel like that's when you'd feel like that's all right. That's what I need. That's what I wanted.
It's like a moment that I never want to leave. Just like it always sends chills down my spine. It's so much energy and just pure love. When I'm in that moment, I never want to get away from it. So
yeah, that's why I love listening to you, man, because you have those songs that we could relate to and people could really feel. And for me, music and concerts I go there to let my emotions out. Like, I want relief. I want those songs that are gonna let me kind of explore my emotions at night or whatever, and just enjoy it, man. Put myself into the music.
Yeah. I get off stage. I mean, I'm wore out. I mean, I pour everything into it. Like when I go up there, I'm just like, I'm so pumped I could punch a hole in the wall.
Hell yeah, man! You get it.
It's just really all my emotions, everything I've been through, that I've been bottling up. That's like when I let it out.
Dude, that's awesome. I years ago I got to see Kiss in concert. My uncle was telling me they take vitamin B12 shots to get that before concerts. So still get that naturally is pretty badass.
Yeah.
So you get their age, you gotta take a pill or something for it.
Yeah.
So go ahead, man.
I said hopefully it keeps going. Yeah, hopefully I gotta do nothing.
For sure, man. So we briefly talked earlier. I mentioned you got to play our choir party earlier. Well, 2 years ago, hell of a lineup, but it was just cool because it was for a really good cause and for you to come out. So for one, thank you so much again for playing that. Here's a picture of good old Hardy, that show. But awesome time. But for you, when you play events like that and everything else, where it's for a good cause, like, does it just stand out for you because you're actually gonna have, like, people are gonna listen to the real music compared to, like, if you play, like, I don't know, I talk about or I think about like a black tie event where you're going to play and these people are just going to be like assholes all night. Like with charity events.
Yeah, man, of course. I mean, I've played all kinds of shows where people are listening or not listening,
Yeah, that picture.
Care about the music, man. It is, something special. So always going to love those crowds.
Hell yeah, man. That was definitely a good time. Hell of a good lineup to have you Singleton. Oh man, I forgot who else was there, but hell of a good lineup, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we move on to our next segment of the show, I want to talk about for a minute because definitely with 2021 coming on and the way that things have been changed and everything else, you have the song High, and a lot of people have been putting weed into songs. I know when I listened to your podcast with Raised Rowdy, you had the bong bubbling in the background, and I might have add a sound effect to our little one-liner we did tonight to have you do that. Do you think it's becoming more common now that it's becoming more legal in states to have this, or do you think the stigma around music and weed is starting to end finally, or how do you see it going and having a song about it now?
Man, I think it's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
With everything,
it's open though. I feel like people are more
always frowned upon. I feel like it still is and still going to be for a long time. And a lot of, it's just like a preference thing, But I think it's becoming more socially acceptable with like CBD, kind of popping out everywhere, and I think people just know it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't think people have a really big problem with it. Anyone that I've heard, that doesn't do it, or, it's not that they don't like it. They just don't want to really do it.
Yeah.
The only problem they have with it is that it's legal, But like places where I'm at right now, California, it's totally fine, So
yeah, and it's a whole different world. And sometimes like California to Tennessee, I mean, Tennessee could be one of the last states. Well, that and Wisconsin might be the last two states that ever legalize it. But Texas, yeah. Well,
And I mean, I was legalized, when my mom was here, she had a lot of health issues, and I believe there's medicinal purposes for it, and she had to take so many pills and whatnot, so.
My 9 to 5 is pretty much that. I work at a dispensary outside Chicago, and it's a medical dispensary, and that's pretty much what my 9 to 5 is every day. Is teaching people and telling them like, hey, kind of helping them treat what they have going on. I can't say treat. That's they frown upon those words. We're not doctors, but help them, relieve them.
Opioids can be a problem, so.
That's one of the in Illinois, you could get a medical cannabis card if you are prescribed opiates. So they have an opioid program here. So you can actually pretty much give away your prescription for that and get a medical cannabis license, which pretty nice to have. But yeah, I really do hope it go further. But yeah, I want to bring it up because more artists are being more open about it, talking about it, and singing about it. And I definitely, well, you said it's always been in songs, but I just feel like there's more. The stigma's going away more. I like talking about it.
I love weed for many reasons. So.
Sorry, I look at my co and he's laughing his ass off for that.
Yes, we do.
Is that a soundbite for later? No.
I love it, man. I sing about it for a reason.
Yeah, man. Well, especially being an artist, I feel like it opens people up and be so much more creative. I'm not gonna lie, when I had Tommy Chong on in December, I was nervous as heck, and we got these new pills in at work, and they're actually called Genius Tabs. I had to take a couple before the show. I'm like, I need this for him because I need to be able to roll with Tommy Chong. But
you had old Chong on.
Awesome. Yeah, dude. Well, it was wild. It was 2 days before Christmas. I did Christmas with Chong. Oh, here, you want to play? You want to play the? No. You want to play your one-liner you always like playing?
Oh, all right, yeah.
Here, listen to this one, Jobe.
Hey, Dave's not here, man, but I'm Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Gainin' Fast on Memphis podcast.
We keep that on the board just for the hell of it.
That's a permanent feature for the show.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely it was a fun time, man. But just talking about spirituality and weed and everything all together. But yeah, it's something I want to bring up. I know on the post show we're gonna get you to play high a little bit, and we'll talk a little more about that song, where it came from. But I definitely love that artists are singing more about it. I feel like it's more prominent out there because it's going to help people learn more about it and dig more into it. And hell, I feel like alcohol is legal. Why can't we be? Because I haven't drank in probably 420 days, somewhere in there. Wow. And honestly, it's thanks to that.
Did you just say 420?
Dude, I think it is like 420. Like honestly, like when I was getting ready to say that, I was hesitant. I kind of want to look now because I think we're on 418. Day 418. So, but yeah, I showed that picture earlier from the choir party of you and I, and that's honestly, I look at pictures now of myself from 2 years ago, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't drink anymore because I was talking to Styles Hari a couple weeks ago. I don't really know that guy anymore when I look at those pictures because I'm just glad. My wife looked at me one time. She goes, I'd rather you high than drunk. I'm like, me too.
Me too.
So I just never went back and just never drank again. All right. Go ahead, man.
I said, I love me too high.
Yeah, right. We're going to go ahead and take like 30, 40 seconds and pay the bills with a quick little ad. And then we're going to move on to a quick little segment we have.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
All right,
this episode is powered by Poddex. Decks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and have more meaningful conversations, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Now, if you want to get 10% off your order right now, you can go to poddex.com and type in coupon code. What's the code?
Fast on Memphis.
Yes, that's the code. Check out poddex.com. Take your podcast to the next level.
All right. Well, we'll see if you do you know I said 20 seconds or 20 minutes?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, we'll see if Jobe comes back for a quick second.
He'll come back. I see dogs.
Yeah. We're like, hopefully he didn't think 20 minutes.
Oh, he had to go get a charger.
There you go. There we go. All right, that works out. We can take a quick break that way. We would definitely pay the bills and charge the phones.
Right?
Sunset going on.
Dude, that is dude.
That's
That is
gorgeous.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
What part of Cali are you in right now?
I'm in Raymond, California, like near Yosemite.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah. So.
Sorry, this next segment, we're gonna ask a couple questions a couple cards that I pulled. So Poddex is a sponsor of the show. They're unique answer, like interview questions. So a couple that I pulled for Jobe earlier. The first one is: there any shows you've played that stand out the most, or that stand out to you that's the most memorable? So we talked about kind of like connecting with the audience and everything. Is there a show that maybe you still remember to this day that might have been hometown or anywhere that just stands out? And what was it?
Well, my mom passed away 2 years ago, and
Sorry to hear that, man.
the night she passed away, I played a show in Athens, Georgia at 40 Watt. Hey, quit. Sorry. But yeah, I played a show down at Athens and 40 Watt the night she passed away. So that was definitely an emotional, roller coaster that night for sure.
So you knew before you took the stage what had happened.
Well, she was in Athens regional. Oops. These dogs are just going nuts over here.
Oh, good.
But she was in Athens regional, right down the road, and I went and saw her, and she had a heart attack, and so I went to go see her and had sound check. Went back for sound check, and my dad called me and said that she passed away. And I was doing a show with Peace Tree Entertainment at the time, and they were like, "Man, you really don't have to do the show, And literally, the last thing she said to me on the phone was, "Keep on keeping on and keep doing music." So, I was like, "I got to do the show,"
Oh, yeah, man.
It feel so weird not doing it, and yeah, it was an emotional night for sure.
The music's what brings us together and keeps us alive and feeling good about it. I mean, so I'm glad you had the music, man. You had the crowd, the fans, and I'm sure. I mean, they helped you get through it. I mean, I'm sure no one knew or anybody in the crowd.
Yeah, there was 400 people in there, man, and it was, the emotions in the room were just crazy. And a lot of people said that was the best show I ever played that night. So, no telling.
Yeah, right. Well, that goes into the next question. What keeps your motivation to keep wanting to perform and make music, or what keeps you motivated to keep going in this industry right now? I know it's tough, man, especially with COVID and everything else. But what keeps you going up despite all the downs?
Man, music itself, I've just been able to feel that on stage and feel that passion, and at this point in my life, I couldn't do anything else. I feel really weird thinking about doing anything else, and it just doesn't seem like a life I want to live, other than music.
Yeah,
so,
that is awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
it's done a lot for me. It's done a lot for other people. It just seems crazy to do anything else at this point.
Exactly, man. You did, yeah.
Music heals the soul, man.
Exactly, and we didn't have any Jobe Fortner music. I think we'd all be lost for a little bit, for sure,
Absolutely.
man. All right, man. Well, we're gonna do a quick game I call Hot Seat. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions, a rapid fire. First thing that pops in your head, just spit it out.
All right.
All right. Well, here we go. Your first cassette tape or CD you ever owned?
Brooks and Dunn.
All right. What's your hometown famous for, other than Ashley McBride?
Gold.
Nice, dude. What poster was on your bedroom wall in middle school?
Ooh, Metallica.
Fuck yeah, dude. The strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
A person.
There it is. A good one. One song you wish you wrote.
Say that again.
One song you wish you wrote.
Oh man. Oh man, I can't. Oh, Fire Away.
All right. What's one thing people buy that you think is a waste of money?
Big houses.
All right. What city, not in Georgia, do you look forward to playing whenever you go out on tour?
Ooh. Savannah.
No, what city? It can't be in Georgia. Yeah.
Oh, not in Georgia.
Yep. What city? Not in Georgia.
Hollywood.
All right, cool. All right. Your first band T-shirt you ever owned, or first music shirt you ever owned? Who was on it? What was that?
Leonard Skinner for sure.
Hell yeah, man. All right. What's the oddest job you ever took to earn $1?
Shoveling shit.
Oh, hey, there you go. All right. And then the last one, what's something that's still on your bucket list? Maybe a venue to still play or something still to accomplish in the industry.
Red Rocks.
Dude, hell yeah. You'll get there. Dude, I'll have to be there. I haven't been to a Red Rocks yet. If you play it, I'll have to be there. I'll have to make it up there for that, dude. That'd be phenomenal to see you up at Red Rocks, dude. All right. Cool. Before we wrap up, we got a couple songs. Let's talk about a little about what you can't control, man. Tell me about this one, like how you wrote it, where you're going through at the time, and where it came from.
Yeah, so I wrote it in 2020, and everything that was on the Rona Mixtape I recorded at my house, in my living room, or in my bedroom. And my buddy Jesse came over to write, and we were just talking about, 2020, and I'm like, the biggest lesson I've learned is you gotta, forget about what you can't control and just keep going on with life. And, and it just started the whole mixture of, getting over things that people say or things that people do to you. And also, 2020, not being able to control anything or, do what we want to do. I never thought there'd be a time where I couldn't go play music wherever I wanted to.
Exactly. Or yeah, just go out and play, or you're posting in front of a computer screen or something, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Nuts.
Have you done any Zoom writes at all?
I've done one. That was my last one.
A lot of people are like, yeah, we did one. We're good. We don't need no more of those. So.
It was
all
with
right,
Brent Cobb and Rob Snyder, so that was a pretty good first one.
Yeah. I'd probably end after that one too. Be like, all right, I'm good. All right, man. Yeah, we'd love to hear it. I'll go ahead and give you the stage, man.
Yeah, this is what you can't control. I wrote it with Jesse Taylor. Always right on, love your wrongs. You can't make the world do what you want, but you can stick to your guns, prove what you want. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. You live and you learn. Sometimes you crash and you burn. One day you find a way to let it go. What you can't control, what you can't control. People are gonna say what they're all gonna say. You gotta see it don't matter at the end of the day. If tomorrow comes, it'll be past. And I'll focus on things that last. You live and you learn. Sometimes you crash and you burn. One day you find a way to let it go. What you can't control, what you can't control, what you can't control. You live and you learn. Well, sometimes you crash and you burn. One day you find a way to let it go. What you can't control, what you can't control.
Dude. Oh God, that is awesome. It sounds so good too. Love that song, man. Definitely one that the minute I heard it, I was like, yep, that's gonna be a hit right there for him. But enough about that one. Before we wrap up the show, the last song, I'm sure one that a lot of people want to hear, is kind of the song that really got it going for you, because it's what the guy from Peachtree first heard. But dude, tell me about Georgia. I mean, we know where the song came from, but just like when you first put the pen to paper, man, what was going through your mind?
Really, I was living in Georgia at the time, and I wasn't even in Nashville. Yeah, I wasn't in Nashville yet. I wasn't even really doing music 100%. This was like one of the first songs I wrote, and I was just dreaming about being on the road, dreaming about being away from home, and doing what I'm doing today. So that's kind of what it really inspired the song and the lyrics itself. I was just dreaming of just really grinding on the road and trying to make my name, something in music. So that's where it came from. Yeah.
So when the guy from I keep forgetting his name, I'll get it down one time, from Peachtree heard this song and decided to put you out there, like, what was his reaction when he first told you about the song or hearing it?
Well, I'd been trying to get music in front of him forever.
Yeah.
But I hadn't written any really good songs yet, and Georgia was the first one. He hadn't heard it yet, and I was like, man, I'm about to go in the military. This is kind of my last shot at doing this. Let me come sing for you at your house. I just wrote a new song. Let me come sing it for you. And I showed up, and he was like watching the Braves game or something like that, and sat down and sang the song. And he was smoking at the time. He's like, dude, I gotta have a fucking cigarette. I'm like, he's like, holy crap. He's like, this is amazing. He's like, we got to do this. We got to do that. We got to do this. We got to do that. And he's like, I got this guy coming in town. His first show with us. His name's Luke Combs. I don't know if you've heard of him yet. And I'm like, I follow him on Vine at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, I'd love to do a Luke Combs show. And we did that show that night. There was sold 50 tickets that night. And that was the first get it go at it.
Hell yeah, man.
And this song helped me get to that point. If I didn't write the song, there's no telling where I'd be right now. And it still touches people today. It amazes me all the time.
Well, that video I showed you of Strawberry earlier, just watching stuff like that, because he lives in Georgia, and just seeing the way he connects to it and everything and everybody else. I mean, hell, it makes me want to be from Georgia too. I mean, just like hearing it, you're like, you feel it. You feel the passion in that song, dude. And that's what I love about it. And what I love about music is feeling this, what you put into it and feeling that back. So, well,
I never thought that anyone outside of Georgia would like the song, honestly. Which is like why I put out songs. I don't know if y'all heard it, but like Red, White, and Blue Jeans is a song I put out, and I'd written Georgia already at that point. I just didn't put it out because I didn't think anybody would want to hear it, because it was just a song about Georgia. And first time out to California, there was this group of like 20 Marines like screaming to the top of their lungs, and I was like, that's when I realized. I was like, wow. This song's touched a lot more people outside of Georgia, for sure.
Oh, dude, for sure, because it means so much more than just Georgia, man. It means home for all of us, and it's downright. It's a badass song, dude. So definitely thank you for the song, and two, I just can't wait to be able to hear it again. Give you the stage, man.
Thanks, man. All right, here's Georgia. I wrote this with Chase Brown. This road is long, longer than a heartbreak whiskey melody. Sweet lips touching all over me. Don't spend too long. Every time you're tearing deep into me, when you're knocking on my mind with memory, and I can still see it in her eyes. Why did I let her say goodbye? in Georgia, in down Georgia, and home it feels so far away. In this town nobody knows my name. In Georgia, this red clay running through my veins, pouring my heart out on this stage. And I want to go home. Yeah, I want to go home. There's a new town every day, new places to see. Yeah, I still think of her. Oh, what she means to me. The 6-string on my back, I'm chasing down this stream, and not a dollar to my name. Yeah, but I'm faithful at the seams. Oh, like to see it in her eyes. Why did I let her say goodbye? In Georgia, in down Georgia, and home it feels so far away. This town nobody knows my name. In Georgia, this red clay running through my veins, pouring my heart out on this stage. And I want to go home. And yeah, and oh, yeah, yeah. And down Georgia, and down Georgia, and home it feels so far away. This town nobody knows my name. Georgia, well, the straight clay running through these veins, pouring my heart out on some stage. And I want to go home. Yeah, I want to go home.
Dude. Oh,
Yes.
there it is. That was. I love this. Like I was talking earlier, the grit you have behind that song, everything about that song, dude. Like I said, I've only been in Georgia a couple of times, and damn, I won't go back tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
It makes me think. I used to live in Mississippi. I spent like 5 years down there with my when my wife was going down to school, and it makes me think of the time I spent down there, man. We were north of Tupelo in Corinth, Mississippi, and it was a badass time. And so it makes me think of, like, I don't know, when I hear Georgia, I think of my time in Mississippi, dude. So I love it. But thank you for that. There's another amazing song, dude. And just
yeah,
definitely
Thank you all
carry
for listening. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yes, amazing song no matter where you live, Carrie, for sure. It definitely takes you home and makes you think of your home for sure. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we wrap up, you got any final thoughts? Let us know where we can find you at. Of course, in the show description is all the links where you can find Jobe. But go ahead and let us know what you got going on.
You can find me at Jobe Fortner. I got YouTube at Jobe Fortner and Facebook Jobe Fortner. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Just keep an eye out. I've got new music coming here soon, and I put new stuff out on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff all the time. So
yeah. Awesome, dude. Well, go ahead and take you like a 20-minute break. I'll go ahead. I'll shoot you an email or whatever, but we'll get you back on. Same link in about 20 minutes for that after show. And yeah, we'll chat here in a second, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, dude. We'll talk soon again. Have a good night, man. Have a few minutes.
All right. Bye.
All right, guys. That was an amazing show again. Man, that guy, I had fun. I had a fun time. Let's go ahead and get you up here. Yeah, what did you think, man? I know you're a big country guy, but
you know what it is to me is that all of these artists that we're having on the show, the heart and soul that they put into their music is what gets me. Genre doesn't matter. It's just the way that they perform and how you feel their emotion and just everything that comes out of them in their music. It's awesome.
And like, well, we were talking about like that last song with Georgia, man. It just makes you feel like it's a song like home. I mean, for you, I mean, what do you think? Like, do you feel the same way about it? Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I muted you.
Yeah,
was it real?
It's double on the stream right now. It'll go away in a second.
Yep. So I forgot. We got to see. Good thing she's shadowing it.
There we go.
All right.
It's all good. It's all good again.
I saw your face and you go over there like, yeah, we forgot about that. We don't ever unmute that second mic there. We'll edit that out tonight. But no, like that.
I'll explain that after the show's done.
Well, like that last song, like Georgia, like it makes you feel at home though. I mean, like,
it does.
It takes you back. It doesn't matter where you live. So
right. You know, one of these days I might be singing Texas.
Soon,
who
right?
knows? Who knows? You know what I do find funny? I find it funny that everybody that you ask the question about their first concert T-shirt, how many people are saying Skynyrd?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, his poster was Metallica. His shirt was Skynyrd.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's like everybody, and I laugh because I've got a Skynyrd shirt at home too.
I got a couple for sure. I definitely got a couple. All right, guys. Well, if you guys enjoyed the couple songs, we're going to hop over on our Patreon after show in about 15 minutes or so. And we're going to get them back for 3 more songs. Definitely, I know what songs they are, so it's going to be fun. So if you're a part of that, jump into that group. If you're not, I'll keep an eye on our Patreon for the next 15 minutes to try to add you in as quick as I can. But definitely request to join that group. After you join our Patreon, I can add you in really quick. But yeah, other than that, I think, man, this was a great show tonight. Blast. But thank you for joining us tonight on episode 72 with Jobe Fortner. I've been a fan of his for a bit, and after tonight, I think my passion for Jobe has gotten even stronger, and can't wait to see where his career takes him. Remember coming back in 20 minutes on the Patreon after show. The link is in the comments right now, and yeah, sign up and we'll see you soon. But next week we're wrapping up the Raised Rowdy TakeOver, or not next week, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. See you in a bit.
All right.
The Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver is brought to you by Arlo Revolution. As we close the book on another chapter, remember, music gives a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. Next week, Aaron connects more melodies and memories with other fans and the artists they love. Thanks for being a part of this musical journey, and we'll see you next time on the Gainin Fast on Memphis podcast with Aaron Shriver.